Welcome to another movie plot. Spoilers ahead. Yakuza boss Masashi meets with his rival gang leader number 8, the head of the Thai gangsters and boyfriend of the loan shark Zen. A tense standoff sees one of the Yakuza break Zen's chopstick, so she slams his head into the table showing she isn't to be messed with. The Yakuza leader apologizes to number 8 for approaching on his territory, and pays the Thai off in hopes of calming relations. The two gangsters part ways, with Masashi and Zen making eyes at each other on the way out. The Japanese leader buys the Thai girl a chopstick and the two begin a secret relationship behind number 8's back, meeting up during the night to spend time together while Zen returns to her boyfriend in the mornings to continue assisting as his muscle. One night number 8 discovers them together and decides to confront Zen about it, pulling up in a car in front of Masashi and his men, opening fire as a chance to test Zen. She puts herself between the two to protect her Japanese lover. Seeing this, number 8 shoots his own toe off as a symbolic gesture, forbidding Zen from ever seeing him again. Later while in bed Zen tells Masashi to go back to Japan as they will never be safe together, to which he begrudgingly agrees. Soon after Zen finds herself pregnant, and moves into a new place to get away from number 8 and her life of crime. She ends up having a daughter who she gives the Japanese name of Zen, and finds out from doctors that she is suffering from autism and will need to have special care. The child begins to show quick reflexes catching flies out of the air with her mouth, and whenever Zen is upset her mother comforts her with chocolates. As Zen gets older, her mother decides to tell Masashi about his daughter with a letter, but number 8 finds out that Zen is in contact with Masashi again and becomes furious. Showing up uninvited, number 8 has his ladyboy bodyguard Priscilla sit Zen down while he speaks to the child, asking her if she knows what a knife is. He gives Zen a speech about your life never being the same when you lose a toe, then cuts her toe off, reminding her that she is forbidden from seeing Masashi. With this Zen is forced to move again to hide from number 8, and finds herself next door to a Muay Thai kickboxing school. When Zen grows up she begins a mothball collection, and becomes infatuated with martial arts after seeing the school's students, mimicking the moves on a solid wooden post. One day when coming home from work, Zen sees a little street boy named Moom being bullied, so feeling sorry for him she takes him in. The two kids grow up watching martial arts movies on television, where Zen takes in everything she sees from Bruce Lee and Tony Jaa films, beginning to show signs of greatness. She continues her training and mothball collection, when one day Moom discovers Zen has uncanny reflexes and is able to catch things thrown at her without even looking. So when the two finally get old enough, Zen and Moom attempt to make money by having people throw balls at her as a street performance act. Moom hands balls to the encircling public to throw while Zen eats her chocolate to comfort herself. One day busking a knife is thrown at Zen's head, which she catches, being thrown by a gang of kids in the crowd wanting to know what else she can do. When the leader tries to attack Zen she beats him down quite easily, then avoids everything the others throw at her while causing them to knock themselves out around her. Back at home Moom teaches her that there are just some things she can't catch like the knife, and should avoid them completely. Since Zen is afraid of flies, probably from eating them as a child, the clever boy says that he will yell flies whenever one of those hazardous objects are incoming. She doesn't understand at first and doesn't move at all, but soon gets the hang of it. Zen catches Moom about to throw a knife at Zen, when he tells her that it will help to protect her from the public, while also making them enough money to pay for their mother's chemotherapy. Zen has fallen ill with cancer and begins receiving treatment at the hospital, while a confused Zen has Moom take care of her on the outside. One night while busking Moom is approached by number 8's muscle Priscilla, still recognizing the special girl years later and leaving them with a bunch of cash. However they are still not able to earn enough to keep up with the treatments needed. While Zen is watching all the martial arts movies she can, Moom discovers an old notebook containing a list of people owing Zen money, from her days as a moneylender under number 8. One day after an argument with her mother, Zen knocks Zen's wig off and notices how bad the cancer has gotten. Terrified Zen begins freaking out and knocks her mother and Moom away, but is quickly calmed down before spending the night cutting her hair shorter. In order to get money to pay for the cancer treatment, Moom decides to track down one of the clients in Zen's book of debts. The first attempt to collect the money sees the two kids thrown out of the gangster's workplace. When Zen returns to demand the money again, he throws an abacus in her face to make her understand, so Moom drags her away. That night while sleeping, Zen has a dream of herself beating up a bunch of attacking monsters, then wakes up determined to retrieve the money her mother is owed. She returns to the gangster's ice factory demanding the money again, only this time when his men attempt to throw her out, she decides to fight back. Having visions of Tony Jaa, Zen uses her copied martial arts skills to fight back. She easily wipes the floor with the practically trained ice workers as they haven't watched Ong Bak, while mimicking the sounds of Bruce Lee. She ends the fight by kicking one of the workers through an ice cutter and power roundhousing a downed opponent. The leader tries jump Zen from behind, but she knocks him out by mistake, as now he isn't conscious enough to reply to the whereabouts of his money, but she finds it anyway. Returning to Moom with the cash, a worn out Zen passes out. This leads to further confrontations with various criminal gangs, and the following day Zen is forced to beat the money out of another crew who took a loan out from her mother. She takes on an entire warehouse crew using all her theoretical training, while Moom assists from the sidelines, eventually knocking the whole building out including the gang leader and taking the money she is owed. With the money for prescriptions obtained, Zen and Moom are able to take Zen home from the hospital, and spend some quality time together. The next person owing Zen money is Zen's biggest challenge yet, a fly-ridden butcher's headed by Lord Fly himself, causing Zen to freak out and be taken home by Moom. That night, building up the courage to face the butchers alone, Zen heads back down to the markets with fly protection. But when asking the leader to pay up, he ignores her request and walks away, leaving Zen frozen in fear as she doesn't want to return home empty-handed. Suddenly a dead fly whizzes by her head, and Moom enters, having come armed with a fly swatter. The two charge the butchers and Zen begins to do her thing against the ill-trained full-grown men, including utilizing her ability to not catch everything, dodging a knife that deflects back into the thrower's chest. After 10 minutes straight of defeating everyone in the marketplace with high-flying maneuvers, the last henchman left standing is the attacker with the knife in his chest, barely managing to survive any further injury. The boss of the gang is almost killed by his own man when Zen dodges a spear thrown at her, though he only backs up onto a rusty nail and is trapped. Zen takes her spoils of war from the defeated Fly Lord and returns home with Moom. Number 8 learns about Zen collecting debts for Zen's treatment by one of the defeated gang leaders, and he is shown to have his own autistic martial arts protege, Thomas. Moon picks up the next treatment from the hospital and receives chocolates as an anonymous gift, which he gives to Zen while she is spending time training. Zen finds out what Zen and Moom have been doing behind her back for money, when they discover her toe has been sent to her in the chocolate tin as a message. Realizing there will be retaliations from Number 8 for this, she sends Moom to mail a letter to Masashi asking for help. Priscilla sees Moom leaving the post office and shoots him, then reports the letter back to Number 8, who allows it to be sent, wanting to deal with both Zen and Masashi at the same time. Masashi receives the letter and at first tries to send one of his men to help them, but they aren't home. The Yakuza member is cornered in the house by a gang of lady boys looking for the girls as well, so he hides and waits until the gang gets comfortable and then surprises them all with a gun. He kills all 4 and reports his findings back to his boss Masashi, but is shot in the back by Priscilla arriving late with Number 8. With the father realizing he must do this himself for the sake of his family, he leaves the Yakuza to a very disappointed master. When Moom doesn't return, Zen tries to call him, but Priscilla answers the phone. An angry Zen goes to confront Number 8 to save Moom and try to reach a solution, bringing Zen with her to the meeting. The meeting turns hostile when 8 reveals that Moom survived and was just shot in the stomach, so the girls kick off a fight that sees Zen get shot in the shoulder by the gang leader, and Zen knock his gun away before getting dragged outside to fight hand to hand. She fights a group of members atop the roof of the building, once again using her knowledge of the arts to defeat them all one by one, knocking the leader of the group out with a flying axe knee. Zen picks up Number 8's gun and begins unloading the clip, striking and eventually killing Priscilla. But Number 8 takes Zen hostage before her daughter can get back to her. Zen reaches her mother, but suddenly the crazy 88 come out in defense of their boss, so Zen begins to fight dozens of opponents using mostly flying elbows and knees, all while her mother watches on being held captive by Number 8. After the first wave, Zen is forced to defeat a second group of attackers, using some more of the best moves ever performed in martial arts, before finally coming face to face with Thomas. Zen can't get a read on him, having never seen capoeira mixed with Tourette's before. Thomas proves to be a match for her and even begins to get the better, until doing what she does best, she adapts to his erratic fighting style by mimicking his moves, eventually using Thomas's capoeira against him. Once Zen is beaten down and Thomas is defeated, Zen's father Masashi makes it to the battle. Number 8's sword-wielding goons attack him, but he just pulls a gun and begins dropping them like flies. Getting overrun, he takes one of their swords and starts cutting his way through them towards the leader. When Masashi reaches Number 8, Zen picks up a sword and begins to assist her estranged lover, even stepping in front of a sword for him and taking a blow from Number 8 herself. With Zen now mortally wounded, a maddened Masashi holds her in one arm while wildly swinging a sword with the other, getting sliced up himself and dropping Zen. A confused Zen tries to wake her mother up but is knocked to the ground by Number 8, who takes Zen's body and drags her away. Masashi gives everything he can to kill a few more before finally succumbing to his wounds and dropping. As Zen rises feeling she has mentally downloaded his ability to use a sword, she takes 2 sheaths and continues to battle through number 8's men until eventually being left with no one but number 8 himself. Taking Zen's body onto the roof, Zen chases 8 and corners him, but when he tries to shoot her, Moom yells flies and she slips it. Knowing he is no match, number 8 begins to flee, jumping along the sides of buildings while Zen pursues him. The neighborhood watches on as Zen catches number 8 and begins to put a hurting on him. When she is caught up to by some more of number 8's men, she begins knocking the gangsters off the side of the building one at a time. After a long-winded fight with Zen getting the better of every exchange, she eventually kills the persistent checker-headed henchman by kicking him from the top floor down to the street below. Finally, alone with number 8, she throws him off the 3rd story of the building, jumping down to the bottom to watch him as he dies. Zen returns to her mother only to find that she has bled out, and Masashi arrives still alive to comfort his long-lost daughter. Zen finally collects enough mothballs to refill a bag of them, and has her father adopt and take care of her. And the movie ends. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.